So I thought this video might be fun to do. I've been asked a lot in my life, what do you do? And I always make up something ridiculous like web design or something that I really don't do, but something that's just an easy answer. And then, with Viral Nova exploding, I could no longer really say that. So I just began kind of sometimes brushing people off or whatever, but being asked how do you make money online is, it's a valid question. Like if I have asked that question before, a long time ago, and dove in and figured it out myself. So I thought it might be fun to answer that question right now in 5 minutes or less. I don't know how long it's going to take, but just to answer the question, how do you make money online? Okay, I'm going to start, and I'm just going to start going. Okay. So first I come up with an idea where I think there's a lot of passion and loyalty around it. There's people are going to pay attention to it because it's part of who they are, whether it's being a pet owner, or maybe you're loyal to your sports team or your city or your children or whatever. So you pick an idea that has a lot of loyalty and passion around it, and that you yourself also have interest in. After that, you move on to the branding, where you basically, well, at least I write down a whole bunch of words related to the topic, and then I write down a whole bunch of words I just really like how they sound, literally like any word that sounds cool, and then I just start mix and matching them until I find a domain that is available, because I don't like to pay a lot of money for domains. So once I do that, I register the domain. And nowadays, whereas in the past it was a little bit more work, now I'll just go over to pressable.com, which is a great WordPress host. There are other ones as well. That's pretty simple. You pretty much just turn on a couple buttons and you've got a live WordPress site. From there, I will go over to Envato, and I usually use the same theme. It's called Bimber, Bimber. I'll grab that theme. Costs like $50. And by the way, Pressable is something like $20 a month, and you can grow your site fairly large before you have to upgrade. But whenever you have to upgrade, it's a good problem to have. Anyway, so you download Bimber, go back to your WordPress site, install it. Boom, you've got a site. Go over to freelogodesign.com and throw together a logo. Costs like $30 or something like that for a high resolution. You can literally use the low resolution one for free if you don't have any money, or maybe just like buy the high resolution one later. Anyway, now you got your logo. This is super easy stuff. Your logo does not matter, by the way. It really doesn't matter. Nobody cares that much. Just don't do anything weird. So I'll go back to Bimber, and I'll have to make a video on what I'm about to talk about, but there's a bunch of tweaks that I make that now they don't take me very long, but it really optimizes your site for search engines, for monetization, everything like that. So now you've got a live website, which, by the way, this whole thing I've just said you could probably have done in an hour. And maybe I'll do a video showing that if anybody's interested. Okay, so now you've got this live site. You've got your idea. You need some content, right? So you need to either start writing your content, or, as I prefer to do, head over to YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, one of these platforms that allow you to embed content. Find the best content you can find and start adding it to the website. Right now, it doesn't matter too much at this point if you've got, great content, but you need some content up just for formatting purposes and other reasons. So, okay, so now you've got that, right? At this point, now you've got at least, say, 10 articles up. If you already have an AdSense account, add this website into your account. If you don't, go to adsense.com, sign up, go through the whole thing. This is going to be your primary advertising network. It's still the best. I don't care what anybody says. It's still the best, still the cleanest. Use it for sure. We can talk about other ones in the future. Anyway, sign up, get your website approved. That'll be happening in the background. Doesn't really matter right now anyway, because you don't have any traffic to make any money. So now go to every platform again. Go to Facebook, create a Facebook page. if you want to create a Twitter. I don't personally care that much about Twitter. It's not a huge traffic source for most. Instagram, same situation. You know, if you want to do it. So, but Facebook for sure. And then I, at this stage of the game and when how things are in the content site world, I would start launching email lead generation campaigns on Facebook. These can be optimized to death. And again, that has to be a whole video on its own, but you start collecting leads and your Facebook fans start growing. You should probably put a little bit of a budget behind that as well. Doesn't have to be a lot of money. You just got to get some traction moving. So like that's the key. Like once you've got a little flow, that's where you can start optimizing and getting the engine going. And more money means you can speed up the engine, but you can still continue this kind of cycle of, hey, I'm pulling in people through Facebook to the website who are signing up for the newsletter, and then those people are coming back to the website who are sharing on Facebook. It's this whole cycle of bringing in new people with your existing people. That's what you do. So from there, I mean, once you know, I'm assuming at this point, you know, AdSense is already approved. I have a very specific layout that I apply to all my websites. I think it's really solid. It's not too intrusive, but it makes you the most bang for your buck without really annoying people and having flying in pop-ups all over the place, because it's not a good user experience. From there, it's just all about focusing on better and better content using Google Analytics, which is very easy to set up. So Google Analytics is going to let you see which pieces of content are doing the best. There are other ways, of course, to look too. Anytime something does really well, you know, that's a bright light that says do more of this. You know, this is what people like. This is what people respond to. This is what your audience responds to. And you know, if I was giving somebody this advice and they don't have a lot of funding at this point, anything you start to make from your visitors, just reinvest it, keep reinvesting it. And at some point down the road, you're going to hit this exponential growth moment. And that's where real money starts to come in. So if you make $100 in your first month, don't go spend $100, and certainly don't be discouraged. Take the $100 and put it back into acquiring more subscribers and followers, and maybe the next month you make 120. And it's like that example, like if you give somebody a penny every day for a month, you know, or every day, and double it every day, by the end of the month you're giving them like a ton of money. That's literally what compounding is. So don't get discouraged by low revenue. Just put it back into the site. And that kind of in a nutshell is how I would describe how I make money online. And each of these topics is a video of its own. So let's end it there, and subscribe for more weird insights. Thanks.